Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Dear student of class 7 English version, welcome to online class by Greenfield School and College. How are you today? I hope that you are very well by the grace of Almighty Allah. I'm also fine. Now I'm very delighted to get a unique opportunity to deliver today's topic, a specific today's topic, chapter 2, lesson 2. Already we have known about selected syllabus according to government of Bangladesh. So according to syllabus, today's lecture chapter 2 lesson 2, different kind of salat. For example, salat of masbuk, salatul janaza, salatul musafir, etc. So first of all, I'm reading, then important point analyze. Okay, so dear student, please listen to me what I say and please attend to with me. Salat of masbuk. What is salat of masbuk? Okay, dear student, what is called salat of masbuk? He who has already missed one or more rakat in salat and performs the rest of the salat with the imam in the jamaat is called masbuk. What is called masbuk? He who has already missed one or more rakat in salat and performs the rest of the salat with the imam in the jamaat is called masbuk. Okay, a masbuk has to follow the following rules while completing his prayer. The musalli will make the niyat and join the jamaat with the imam. With the imam, no matter at which stage the imam is. The following the imam, he will go to ruku and shizda as usual and it sit down to read tashahhud. He should not make salam with his imam. Rather, as soon as his imam completes his rest salam, he will stand up to complete the rakat he missed. To complete his own prayer, he will perform. Okay, the ruku and shizda as usual, and also then read tashahhud, durud, dua masura, and complete his salat by making salam. With his imam the rakat he gets along with the rukus are performed. After the ruku, if he stands behind the imam for namaz, he has to perform that rakat. Okay, if a muqtadi means 1, 2, 3 or 4 rakat, the rules will vary. These are described below. If the muqtadi miss 1 rakat, he will stand up as soon as the imam make his salam and perform 1 rakat salat alone as usual. Okay, if the muqtadi miss 2 rakat, after the imam makes salam, he will stand up and complete the 2 rakat as usual. For example, the 2 rakat for salat of for prayer is performed. Okay, if he missed a 3 rakat, he will stand up when the imam makes his salam and then perform 1 rakat as usual. After this, he will sit for reading tashahhud at the first baitak. Then he will stand up again and perform the to remain rakat, and at the last baitak he will read tashahud, durud, surah and make salam finally. In the salat with 4, 3 or 2 rakat, if the muqtadi joins the imam at the last baitak, the muqtadi will stand up as soon as the imam makes his salam. The he will perform the rakat he missed in such a way that a musalli performs 4, 3 or 2 rakat salam individually. Okay. Now we'll discuss about Salat of Musafir. Dear student, you know that this point very important point for every Muslim. Musafir is an Arabic word. It means traveler. In Islamic term, when a person instead to travel a place which is at least 48 miles away from his home is called a musafir. After reaching the destination, until the person intends to stay there at least 15 days, he will be deemed as musafir. In the Islamic Sharia, a musafir is allowed to shorten his prayer. Okay, he or she has to perform the Faruz Salat of the Johor, Asur and Isha prayer as Qasr. Allah the Most High says in the Holy Quran, وَإِذَا ضَرَبْتُمْ فِي الْأَرْضِ فَلَيْسَ عَلَيْكُمْ جُنَاحٌ أَن تَقْصُرُوا مِنَ الصَّلَاةِ. That means when you travel home and abroad, there will be no sin if you shorten your prayer. Surah Nisa verse 101. It is a special blessing for Allah for allowing the Musafirs to perform Qasr. The great Prophet Hazrat Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam laid the emphasis on this kindness, saying, "This is a sadaqah which Allah has bestowed upon you. You receive this sadaqah." Sahih Bukhari and Muslim. Okay. Now discuss how to perform Salat al Qasr. So the rules to perform the Salat for the Musafir. Musafir will shorten the 4 rakat first Salat. For example, Zohor, Asr and Isha. Prayer 2 rakats. The Fajr, Maghrib and Witr prayer has no qasr. One has to pray this in full. We should gladly accept all the advantages given by Allah. So, if a Musafir willingly performs the first Salat of Zuhur, Asr or Isha prayer, he or she will be the sinner for not accepting the advantages given by Allah. But if the Imam is mukim, that means permanent, then the Musafir will follow the Imam and perform the Salat completely. Traveling is very trying, so Allah has permitted His servants to shorten their Salat. Okay. Now I'll discuss about the Salat for the sick. Okay. Dear student, you know that Islam has approved an easy rule for the sick or disabled people to perform their salat when they cannot say their prayer as usual. The salat which is performed following the easy way is called the salat for the sick. The rule to perform salat by the sick. Okay, it is obligatory for a sick person to perform his salat when he is in sense. Unless he is completely disabled, he cannot leave the salat regardless of the severity of the disease. If he is totally unable to stand up for the prayer, he is to offer the prayer in sitting with the ruku and shizda. If he is still unable to perform ruku and shizda, he will perform the salat by making symbolic signs. While saying the prayer using the symbolic signs, he has to bend the head a little in ruku and a little more in shizda. He has to use the symbolic signs using the head. His salat will not be granted if he makes the symbolic signs only with the eyes. The sick person has to sit as usual way. If the patient is too weak to sit, then he has to sit has legs towards the Qibla. Instead of keeping the legs straight, he has to keep his knees upright. He has to keep his head raised with the help of a pillow. While lying down, he will perform Ruk and Shista by making symbolic signs. If this is not possible, he will lie down with his head towards the north and facing the Qibla. He will perform the Salat using the signs. Again, if this is not possible to perform the Salat in this way, then Salat no longer remains first for him and is wide. If anybody is uh, fainted for has to lose his sense and it continues for 24 hours. In other words, for the time of 5 consecutive prayer or less than that, then after his recovery he has to perform them as missed prayer. If it continues for more than the time of 5 consecutive prayers, then he does not have to perform the qaja. This proves the fact that salat is such an ibadat that has been made compulsory to the last limit of ability. So salat can by no means by give up. Okay. Now we'll discuss salat of janaza. Salat and Salatul Janaza both are Arabic words. Generally, it is called Salat of Salat of Juma. Salat and Juma both are Arabic words. Generally, it is called Salat of Jumu'ah. One Fridays, the Salat that is performed at the time of Zuhur prayer, and in place of it, it is called Salat of Juma. Every Friday, Salat of Juma is performed in Jamaat at the Jami Mosque. In it is important, that means that the importance of Salat of Juma, like the 5 times compulsory prayers. Salat of Juma is first for every adult, intelligent, independent male Muslims. He who denies it is kafir. He who neglects it and avoids the salat will become fasik. Allah gives emphasis on salat of Juma, saying, Allah the Most High, in the Holy Quran, يا أيها الذين آمنوا إذا نودي للصلاة من يوم الجمعة فاسعوا إلى ذكر الله وذروا البيع ذلكم خير لكم إن كنتم تعلمون. That means Believers, when you are called for the Friday prayers, hasten to the remembrance of God and leave your trading. That will be best for you if you realize it. The day of Juma is the best day of the week. Hazrat Adam salam was created on this day. On this day, his tawbah, that means forgiveness, was accepted by Allah. Qiyamah will appear on this day. On this day, our du'as are granted to Allah. Hazrat Muhammad said about this day. Okay. On this day, on Friday, the person who takes a bath fully cleans himself up properly, adorned and dressed, and goes to the mosque for performing Salat of Juma and sits whatever he can without pushing other, and he sits silently to listen to the sermon of the Imam and pray the Almighty will forgive all the great sins he has committed between the two Fridays. Sahih Bukhari. If one does not perform Salat of Jummah, will suffer severe punishment. For example, the great Prophet Hazrat Muhammad said in a hadith, the people who will not perform three Salat Jummah consequently, their hearts shall be sealed and their hearts will be turned into that of Munafiqs one. Tirmidhi. Okay. Now I will discuss the way to perform Salat of Zuma. After going to the mosque, at first, Salat of Tayyatul Wuzu and Dakhilul Masjid 2 rakat each have to be performed. Performing 4 rakat Qabla Juma before first prayer and 4 rakat Badal Juma after the first prayer is Sunnate Muakkadah. There are 2 azans to be recited for Salat Juma. The first azan is recited at the Mina outside the mosque, and the second azan is recited when the Imam reaches the place where he is to deliver the sermon, that means khutbah. Before the 2 rakat first prayer of Zuma, if the Imam shall deliver sermons to remind the Muslim about various teachings of Islam, he shall deliver these sermons while standing. It is wajib to listen to the sermon. It is forbidden to talk or to do something meaningless during this time. After the sermon, 2 rakat first salat has to be performed like other first salat with the Imam. There is a condition for the first of Salat of Zuma. Salat of Juma is not granted without Zamat. If anybody cannot perform the Salat in Zamat, he has to perform the Zuhr Salat. So, Salat of Juma has to be performed during Zuhr time. Okay. Last point of this lesson: social education. The people of a locality get together in the Salat of Juma. They can meet each other and exchange greetings. They can get the chance of helping each other in their well-being. The Musallis forget all the jealousy and hostility among them and standing together shoulder to shoulder behind the Imam and perform this Salat. This builds harmony, love, and brotherhood among everyone. The unity among the Muslims become stronger. Salat Zuma is an ideal example which teaches people to get together once a week and to obey the leader's instruction. One develops the quality of becoming neat and clean through having shower, well dressed and sitting on the first row through performing Salat Juma. It makes people cheerful. Okay, so dear student, I am requesting you first of all reading this lesson and main themes realize and memorize and follow how to perform salat of Juma, how to perform salat of Musaf, how to perform salat of C. Okay, that's all to today's topic for the time being. Best of luck. Allah Hafiz. May Allah bless you. Thank you very much, Abi Muhammad Masud Rahman.